Yeah, well, because like TJ doesn't do anything. He says himself, I don't choose any amount of supplements. Sam Calvita does everything. I trust him with everything.
Oh, could you imagine? That's what I'd be scared to do, dude.
They
And
said them boys,
yeah,
them boys can't even wait for the official countdown. They already started. What is up, No Filter MMA family? And we are back with another episode. I am joined, of course, by the OneUp MMA crew. My boy Taylor and my boy Justin. So what's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
fucking TJ, man. That shit's depressing.
First of all, wait, before we get into it, I just want to say real quick, everybody that's watching this video, make sure you guys go to oneupmma.com and follow those guys. And also on SoundCloud. Follow my boy Taylor, Winning with Taylor Loader on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
The shit.
Yeah, I didn't do anything last week because I was recovering from St. Patrick's Day, but guess some shit's coming tomorrow.
That boy right there is, man, y'all want to hear some bananas, you go listen to Taylor. So, all right, so let's start this chat off with my boy Taylor requested us to start off talking about Mr. T.J. Dillashaw, the former UFC bantamweight champion. What in the hell happened with that, Taylor?
Dude, I think it was a diuretic. I don't think it was on steroids. I think it was a diuretic so he could cut weight to make 25, which is even crazier that he only lasted 32 seconds. Like Henry Cejudo whooped his ass and he was juiced.
It's that chin, man. Once that chin goes, they always have those moments where you see them. Like when he fought Dodson, you always see that chin is never the same.
No. So, yeah, and he hasn't really been hit clean since John Dodson. Like Brown didn't hit him. Cody hit him a couple times, and he seemed to be okay.
Dropped him a little bit. But oh man, horrible news. Hey, you know what? At least he did it the right way. He vacated the belt, didn't hold it up.
I mean, it's not really up to him. They would have vacated the belt anyways.
But they could have, you know what I mean? They could have held it off longer, you know, like the
That's
John
true.
Jones DC thing.
The 6 month thing.
Yeah, you didn't want like the, you know, he did it perfectly.
What do you guys think that I'm gonna ask Austin this? I mean, not Austin, Lord have mercy, Justin. I'm gonna ask Justin this question. Justin, what do you think this does to someone's legacy like T.J. Dillashaw? Because T.J. Dillashaw has a huge following. He has a huge following.
I think his legacy kind of has like the downfall already with the loss to Cejudo. That right there, that was a big thing. So, and on top of that, having this, it's kind of not really. You know, I feel more like I don't really feel bad for TJ. I feel bad for Dwayne. That's who I feel like. That TJ was his legacy, and you know what I mean, because Ludwig couldn't get that going in the cage, so he finally got the coaching going. So that's the legacy I feel bad about, is seeing Dwayne's protege, if you could say that.
Go up and smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you think that do you guys think that that's an error on if it does come out that it's something that TJ's nutritionist gave him? Do you guys think that is something that should, you know, that TJ should be responsible for, or do you guys think that?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's ignorance on TJ's part to trust someone to give you all your stuff and then not like double check that. I mean, yeah, if it's a tainted supplement, there's nothing really you can do. But if it was like a pure diuretic, you can able to see that shit. So yeah, I don't think it's like necessarily his fault. I think it'd be ignorance on both parties, but both of them would have to take blame for it.
It's scary when you think about it. Like these guys try so hard, you know, they're at the peak of their careers, and all it takes is one person who wants to just, you know, screw with their legacy. You know what I mean? And just boom, here's a little bit of a picogram. Just toss that in there, and it's their whole career is over.
Just do the Francis Ngannou thing and don't take anything.
Yeah, just eat bananas. Just fucking eat those proteins.
Really. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, and it's bad that because TJ we were getting ready to see some pretty interesting fights in the bantamweight division, man. That's what sucks so bad about this whole thing is what we were about to get in the bantamweight division, but now, you know,
I think we might get some good fights even with this. You know, you got Sterling that wants a fight. You want Cejudo coming back.
I
you want
hate that
Marlon.
Cejudo wants 35.
You know, but there's so many like different fights now. I'm more excited more now than I was with TJ, because there's still with TJ with the confusion with Cejudo. Is he gonna fight? But now you got Marlon might get his chance. Pedro might get his chance. Like there's so many guys that they could steal the show.
Henry should stay at 25.
He won't though. You know he won't.
Yeah, no, he was talking all that shit. I'm gonna save the division. I'm gonna save it. Now he's like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna fight at 35. Bitch, go fight Joseph Benavidez.
Yeah,
stop. You said you wanted
like
to be the savior. Yeah, you said you wanted to be the savior of the flyweights, and now you're doing the same thing TJ did. And you're just fucking trying to get rid of him.
I love that flyweight division, man. I just feel bad for
man.
Once Mighty Mouse left, it's just like
well, that's when it should have got exciting because now like the king is dead. Henry Cejudo can be beaten. Joseph Benavidez beat him, and now he's just like, no, I'm gonna go fight at 35. If he fights Marlon, I hope Marlon beats the shit out of him and sends him back to 25 with the rest of the midgets.
Like personally, I think the UFC handled that horribly. They could have made a Cejudo DJ 3. And then figured out there, but you know, it sucked that they lost. You know, I just hate what happened with TJ with DJ.
The DJ thing was on DJ. That was DJ and Matt Hume.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, because Matt Hume is an executive with one, and they don't have to do that talk shit thing. They like the purity of MMA. And DJ he's not a big seller because he doesn't talk shit. It sucks because he's hands down the best mixed martial artist today. But because he doesn't sell or talk shit, that no one liked watching him fight.
Well, and like the UFC just lost off on they could have built, hey, Cejudo won, DJ won.
Yeah, that's pretty close. That's that first division rivalry. That was it. That's the first real rivalry.
You know, there's no closure. You know, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. We'll never know. We'll never know.
It's so sad.
I still think DJ's better. DJ finished him in a round. Henry Cejudo beat him in a close decision.
Yeah, exactly. We agree on something. Finally, Taylor.
Yeah, DJ finished him in a round, and it took Henry 25 minutes and the good luck graces of the judges.
And it depends who you ask, too. You might get a DJ won that.
I thought DJ dominated it. Going into the fifth, I had DJ up 3-1, or Henry up 3-1.
It's always those judges, man. You never know which one is going to be scoring what.
Like last Saturday, that judging was god fucking awful.
Oh, I love the Vulcan decision.
A lot of people have been talking about that, you know what I'm saying, about judging, you know, because for one, you have a lot of judges, MMA bouts who are judges. Don't know anything about position. Even if you're at the bottom and one's score that, they think being on the bottom automatically means that you're. But you have people who can throw submissions from the back, you know, Jillian Robinson, Damian Maia. I mean, you got people who can snatch you up and people who constantly go for submissions from the back. And they don't know. Some judges don't know how to score that. So what
was the fight last week where the ref stood them up and he was actually doing stuff from the ground? It was the Silva fight, the Claudio Silva fight, or not Claudio.
Who was
because one of the refs, they stood him up and he was transitioning.
It wasn't the Gunnar Nelson fight, was it? No, it wasn't the Gunnar.
It was like the earlier ones, but the refs.
But I remember because Paul Felder was freaking out.
Yeah, and that to me, if you get a guy like, I think the ref should understand the fighter's background a little bit more, because a guy is like a jiu-jitsu guy is going to be more dangerous off his back than if he's standing. So if he's looking for that finish, but it's just on the ground.
Right.
So maybe the judges see that, hey, if the ref is doing this, that, and the other thing, maybe that goes into the criteria as well.
Right.
I don't know.
It should be like an official course. I mean, you know, I don't think there should be like a course. I think that the people judging these MMA bouts should be former fighters, former referees.
Yeah, because most of them are when they're in Nevada, they're all from boxing. None of them are from MMA. Right. They have no idea what they're looking at.
Imagine if you had three judges judging a champ fight. Let's say you got GSP, Chuck Liddell, and Gina Carano as the judges. Would that not be a fair? Would that not be a fair judging panel?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I mean, like that would make more sense to me. I would feel comfortable if a close fight goes to a decision or split decision or whatever. I would feel more comfortable with the result of the who they choose as the winner, knowing that it was people like that who.
I think the problem with that, just to be the devil's advocate, is that the training camps. You might have a friend that you trained with and their situation that they might need this fight. That's the only thing I can see, because I'm pretty sure like it's been talked about, but like I said,
Ricardo Almeida is the judge. Ricardo Almeida is the judge.
I think they have to be older and out of the game for a long time.
Ricardo Almeida can't judge like the people in Matt Serra's camp or the people in the camp with Frank Edgar. He's not allowed to judge their fights because like Justin says that there's that biasy there.
Yeah, which is sad.
He can still judge. You just can't judge his teammates.
Because you never know, there might be that bias. But hey, Taylor's my boy. I'm gonna pick him over you, BJ, because I met you later, and you know what I mean. Like, or I know Taylor's struggles, or I know BJ's struggles more. It's human, right? It's that human thing.
It's instinctual for you to to look out for someone or
exactly, and especially if they've had a rough time like getting to where they are.
I can see how that would I see how that would throw a wrench in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, we've been getting some squirrely decisions. Now, one decision that people said was squirrely that I completely thought was fine was the Yana Kunitskaya versus Marion Renaud. I thought Yana won that fight, and a lot of people think that because the last thing they saw was that dominant third round for Marion Renaud, and so they think, okay, she won the fight. No, she didn't. She lost rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. It was she had to finish that fight. I love her. Like, she's one of my favorite female fighters at the moment, just because of her work ethic. Marion.
Oh, okay.
But okay. I personally thought she lost that fight. It was too little, too late for her.
Right.
If she would have got that, it may be a knockdown. Maybe give it to her, but I think she lost first and 2. She just didn't have it.
Yeah, Yana just outworked her, man. Yeah, she definitely. I haven't had a chance to talk about this with you guys yet. As far as on a podcast or anything, what do you guys? We talked about this in private, of course, but what do you guys think about Jorge Masvidal?
Dude, that shit was raw.
First of all, the knockout over Darren Till, and second of all, the knockout over Leon Edwards.
Yeah, when he beat Leon Edwards' ass.
I blame the UFC for that. Like,
no, the UFC they did
what were they doing,
at the first night, like when it happened, Dana White was saying some bullshit. But then yesterday they asked him, he was like, "Oh no, neither one of them are going to be in trouble. There's no fines." He was like, "That's on us. Like, that's on the fighters." He's like, "We should never have had them that close together."
These guys are in.
It's only the O2 arena. That's why it was arena. Like, normally they're not that close, but the O2 arena. Because I was listening to Lara Senko. She was talking about it because she was the one interviewing Jorge, and she's like, that venue is so much smaller than the venues here. Like in the U.S., that would never happen, but because like when they interview fighters at the O2, the other fighters are walking by and they're only like 10, 15 feet away. So that was more of a venue problem. But again, the UFC should have known that and should have just been able to direct Leon Edwards another way. Arenas are all the same. They're big ass circles.
Exactly.
Take him the other way.
Edwards should have been out a while ago because he was the co-main and went to second round KO for Masvidal and
then the walkouts they had the in-between shit. He shouldn't have been anywhere in the vicinity.
He should have been at his hotel, halfway to his hotel by then.
Yeah.
So was there like a beef already between Masvidal and Edwards?
No. So what happened was Edwards was walking by and he was like, "Let's fight in April or July," and then Jorge was like, "Yeah, okay, man, we can do that." And then he called him a pussy, and that's when Jorge got mad. And was like, "Say it to my face." And because Leon's jealous that Jorge Masvidal got the main event because he thought he should get it over Jorge and it should be Darren Till versus Leon Edwards. So Leon Edwards was already hating on him and then called him a pussy. And Jorge was like, "Nah, man, not today." And they gave him that 3-piece with the soda and just glided on out.
Oh my gosh, man, that was some gangster shit.
Dude,
man, just watch his YouTube videos. It's crazy. That's who he is, man.
It's not a game to him. You call him a pussy, and he's like, "Say it to my face."
It was real.
How fucking good is Jorge Masvidal, though? I mean,
it has to be the right fight. Has to be the
or
right fight.
right Masvidal to show up. Which one shows up?
Yeah, like he's not motivated if it's not a super big fight. And then I like Cowboy, when he beat Cowboy, he wanted that. He wanted it bad. When he fought Darren Till, he wanted that. But when he fought Stephen Thompson, that was just a fight. That was just
a paycheck.
Yeah. A motivated Jorge Masvidal is dangerous, Masvidal, because that kid can wrestle too.
Yes, he can.
And taking the time off, I think, was good for him, because he was a 55er coming up to 70, and I think now his body is just like a fully in 70 mode instead of being a 55er coming up.
And a lot of people were making fun of he's on this reality show, but it was like the equivalent to the American Ninja.
Yeah.
He's actually more in shape doing this reality show than you know what I mean? Like, let's not make fun of him, because he's actually getting in shape doing this.
It's not a PED, people. Chill out. Yeah, but I mean, and how spectacular did he look against Darren Till, though? I mean, he got dropped. Darren Till looked good in that fight. I mean, I can't take anything away from either one of them. They both went in there and did what they planned to do.
But Darren Till has the same problem as he always does. He leaves his chin out there. Jorge caught him with the exact same punch that Tyron did.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I had Masvidal KOing him in the set. Like, if you go to our like staff picks or whatever, I had him pick like second round. But you know what? I gave Till his size more respect, so I pushed to the third. But after that Woodley fight, Till needs to cover up. He needs to work on his getting hit game.
His hands are too low. When at the range he fights at, he can't have his hands that low. Like Stephen Thompson, Conor McGregor, people who fight with their hands down, they fight at a karate distance where you can't reach them. Darren Till fights that same style, but at a Muay Thai distance where he can still get hit.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, it was like I don't think to be honest with you, I didn't think Darren Till did enough research on Jorge Masvidal.
I think he underestimated him. I didn't think that he had that power coming up from 55.
Right. And I think
exactly the power. That's what it was.
He thought, I think he kind of, in a way, he kind of learned, especially from coming off the Tyron Woodley fight. He was like, okay, it was Tyron Woodley that I rushed in on, but I'm going to rush in on Jorge Masvidal. Yeah. He's not Tyron Woodley. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? That's kind of what I thought his mindset was. But that was a huge mistake. I mean, the way his head bounced off of that canvas, yo.
He was unconscious before he hit the ground.
Yeah, and to check out the OneUp MMA stats picks, guys. Once again, go to OneUpMMA.com. OneUpMMA.com. Anyways. But yeah, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. But that was just that was wild, man. I was not expecting Jorge Masvidal. I was expecting him to win the fight. I was not expecting him to knock out. I wasn't expecting to see Darren Till get knocked out. I mean, that was wild.
I think that card needed that finish. It was like a great card. Yes. Like I texted, I was at work the whole time, but I messaged Taylor. I'm like, is it worth watching it? He's like, yeah, watch from prelims all the way up. I did. And I think that card needed that, because it was a beautiful finish for an amazing card.
Yes. Jorge Masvidal had 2 finishes that night.
Then Leon was talking all shit. He's like, you're lucky the security was there. You went back to the U.S. I'm like, what are you going to do? The fuck you gonna do, Leon? You were gonna stop Jorge from leaving the country? Go fuck yourself.
I'd like to see that fight, though.
Absolutely, yeah. That seems like a good one to make. After that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How do you guys feel about Stephen Thompson versus Anthony Pettis? Now that's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why is Pettis going to 70?
I don't. Well, I listened to an interview that Pettis done with Ariel Helwani today.
Did he say why?
He said that back in the day, in his WEC days, he actually fought at 170.
Yeah, no. Before he went to lightweight in WEC, he has a win.
Right. So, and he said that he feels like, dude, have you guys seen Anthony Pettis, like his training videos and shit?
Yeah. No, the kid's looking jacked. I'm not. It's about his height.
Big.
He was looking good.
Big. Yeah, he's looking really, really good for 170. But
I think he's always been a big guy.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that he's always been kind of a big guy. Yeah, but he said that he didn't want to keep depleting his body to get down to lightweight. He said that he feels like welterweight would be a good fit for him, that he would be a healthier Pettis at 170. And
he looked so good though against Tony and Michael Chiesa at 55.
Yeah, he did. He really did. But he said he feels like he can take punches better, and
that makes sense.
He said it feels like his body will be stronger because he said, with training hard and cutting down to 155, he said he feels like that's why he was, his hand got messed up because his body was just depleted,
Well, he just hit a zombie of Tony Ferguson. Like, he was going to lose that fight regardless because
people were like, there's an asterisk on that because he broke his hand. Like, no, he wasn't. No. If you watch the second round, he was getting his ass beat.
Yeah,
like Tony was not
losing that fight.
Yeah, Tony was lighting his ass up.
So, what do you guys think that his path to victory against such an accomplished and dangerous striker in Stephen Thompson?
Submission. It's a submission. I don't think he can stand with Thompson. The range Thompson fights at, I think Pettis is going to have to like pressure him enough to get him against the cage, and then try to shoot on him.
But Thompson has stellar takedown defense, though, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
I think this fight's going to go to a decision.
That's the same thing I thought, Justin.
I don't want it to go because the styles, but I want Pettis to not rush in, but get in there, because a lot of people that they fight Wonder Boy, they're like mesmerized by this karate style. But we've never seen anybody get in there.
But Thompson has a Taekwondo style. Their stances are so similar. Thompson's just taller. I think Pettis is going to attack his body like he did to Cowboy Cerrone. I think there's going to be a lot more body kicks done by Pettis because there's Thompson's torso. Like, you can't catch his chin, but you can catch his legs and you can catch his body. When Thompson moves out of the way, he only moves his chin and his head out of the way. His legs stay the same, and so does his body. I think Pettis is going to try to light his legs up in his body.
I think if Pettis fights his fight and only his fight and not get baited into the Wonder Boy, mystique, then
just standing there looking at it.
Exactly. We're going to see a good Pettis win. But if he falls into the trap of Stephen Wonder Boy, then it's going to be it's going to be a win for him, I guess. But I got Pettis. I'm going Pettis.
This should be a really good striking match. Like, this should.
I'm excited.
All the striker love. And a lot of people are giving Pettis hell for being chosen to fight Stephen Thompson. I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, and he picked it. He's the one who called Stephen Thompson out. I was like, bro, let's do this. And no one wanted to fight Stephen Thompson, so yeah, he's just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if a win over Stephen Thompson. I mean, well, I can't really say that because look at Ben Askren. Ben Askren has one fight in the UFC and he's already fighting and calling out. Yeah, he's ranked and he's calling out people in the division, the top 5 people in the division, and you know what I'm saying. And this could put. A win over Stephen Thompson could put Anthony Pettis in.
Oh, he'll be at least top 7, at least top 7.
Yeah.
And he'll get those fights that'll put him in the position for that title. So it's a high risk, high reward fight for him, but it could definitely pay off Saturday.
Yes, it could. It could. He could fight Ben Askren if he wins. He
already said he wouldn't fight Ben Askren. They're teammates.
He did say that.
Yeah, and he said Ben Askren. He was made like Ben Askren would beat my ass.
yeah. He said
it's
that.
like
he could fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, dude, like I wrestle him every day. Like, why would I want to do that? Why don't I do that in front of everyone when already people in my gym watch me get my ass beat?
Right.
Like, that's smart.
For that paycheck.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that dollar bill.
Nah.
I think Ben Askren is going to be a real draw. I really think he is.
I hope so.
I love Ben Askren. Yeah. That's my boy. Yeah.
Finally, he's getting the credit he deserves, man. I felt so bad when people were booing him. Like, it's not his fault. This guy just made his UFC debut, years in the making, and the fans are booing the ref's decision. Come on, like let's applaud him. I knew they were booing Herb Dean, but it was when they announced Ben Askren, everybody, and they still booed. Like, that kind of upset me because this guy, he fucking got hit by Robbie Lawler's best punch. Got slammed.
Dude, he got his ass kicked. I thought he was out.
But
he was
he's
on his
tough,
face.
man.
I thought he was out.
He like if people have seen him fight before, like he takes a punch. He's so dominant in his fights that it's hard to see him get hit. So when he does, they're like, it's over. It's but he can take a punch. Like Ben Askren can take
Rubis was saying that. Duke Rubis in training was saying, I've never seen anyone in my life get hit harder with knees than Ben Askren, because when he shoots, people just time it. He's like, people don't know how tough he is, but he's like, I see it every day when he shoots on people. They knee him in his face, and he never stops.
Yeah, so and he hasn't taken much damage either.
No.
So the damage he's taken now might lead into a title shot, and then once he gets that title, retire the best, and still his chin's still preserved.
I don't know if he can beat Usman.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, it would be cool, but I think the pressure Usman puts on you, I think Colby and Ben are the two that I think that can match it, but I don't know if either one of them can beat him.
They have to make these fights. They have to make them.
Ben Askren puts that pressure on you too.
Let's say that, and we've never seen Ben Askren that was the 1-round fight with Robbie Lawler. I've seen Ben Askren previously, but no one he fought has a level of Kamaru. But we know he can do it. I know he can. Andre Korshkov is a savage, and Ben Askren beat his ass. Literally,
I think you guys need to link me to their like wrestling videos and stuff. Did they ever fight Usman and or wrestle? I guess
no. Okay. Usman's Division 2, and Ben Askren was Division 1.
Right.
Okay.
So they would have only met in the Olympics, and then I don't even think Ben Askren was on the Olympic team, but he never wrestled in the Olympics. And then Usman never did. Usman went straight from college to MMA.
So they have to make this fight. Like it's a fairy tale like ending for both of them. This is their Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't think Usman can wrestle as good as
not technically. I think his MMA wrestling's better. But like just pure wrestling, it's Ben Askren all day.
I want to see it, man. You got to see that fight.
Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a damn good fight. So they've thrown him in there. I don't, Showtime Pettis is gonna have to. I mean, it's up to him what happens from here on out. He has to win this fight. So another upcoming fight that I want to talk about with you guys too is Poirier versus Holloway 2, the interim belt. What do you guys think about that not being? Well, we already talked about that, Taylor, but
so like a week ago, I was 100% in on Dustin Poirier. Then I was talking to my friend Christian, and he was like, I agree. He's like, but we've also never seen Max Holloway not have to cut weight. And I was like, oh fuck! It's like you're 100% right. How does it look not cutting that weight? And now I just have no idea who's gonna win.
Right.
I gotta go with Holloway, man. I saw him. I was in the building when he won it against Pettis. I was in the building when he defended against Ortega, and I just can't see him losing that against Poirier. Like Ortega, he couldn't do it, and he was the guy that was supposed to run through everyone.
Yeah, he was the guy. Ortega was the guy. Yeah. That's
the beauty with these type of fights is you never know. Like you can break them down, but until fight night comes, which man shows up?
You tired? I want to say Dustin. I think Dustin's gonna get him again, but I don't know because again, like Max Holloway's like what he did to Brian Ortega, no one saw coming. Like people knew people knew the road to victory, but no one thought he was gonna pull it off like that.
Like I was nervous for Holloway. Like, that was the first fight where I saw on paper who he was fighting, Ortega, and I thought it was gonna be a hard fight for him. But he just kept moving, and Ortega couldn't do anything.
No, he hit him 134 times in one round.
Mm-hmm. And then when he tried to go to his bread and butter, nope, he moved it and just kept it Holloway's fight.
And Ortega has good boxing, and he only had success with his boxing in one round. I think it may have been round 3.
That was the closest round. Was 3.
Yeah. And that, but he put a beating on Brian Ortega, man. That was an absolute beating.
I just hope Poirier doesn't, have that confidence that since he beat him before, I hope he is mentally prepared that this is a totally different fighter.
Completely different fighter, dude. Like nowhere near. The only thing that's the same about Max Holloway is the name. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a completely different fighter than he was when they fought for the first time.
And that was Max's UFC debut. He was 20 years old.
Yes, it was. It was. And that was a long time ago. What do you guys think about moving on? What do you guys think about Curtis Blades versus Justin Willis this weekend?
I think Curtis Blades is gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Blades. I like Blades too, man.
Justin Willis, I just don't like him. He's cocky, but it's like, bro, what have you done? I beat Mark Hunt. Like, no, your decision, Mark Hunt. You didn't beat Mark Hunt, and that's right. Mark Hunt's 44. His record is 500. That doesn't mean a lot today. And yeah, he's talking like, and he's like, yeah, he trains at AKA, which I mean is cool, but I don't think he has the wrestling that Curtis Blades does.
No, and Blades, his losses, like, you know, they're not really, they're the same dude. I find all these fighters always have that one kryptonite fighter. Like, look at Chuck and Rampage, you know, Randy, Chuck, Tito, Chuck. There's always those guys that have that guy. Aldo, Connor,
John
and
Jones,
I think exactly, yeah, exactly. And so I think Nagano is just the first fight. Okay, doctor stoppage. It was whatever.
Yeah, the second fight though, no question.
Yeah,
45
exactly.
seconds.
They
put him on
that
his face.
Fight statement. So I think I love Curtis Blades. I love his style. I hate how people boo wrestlers because they're working just as hard as strikers, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's a Canadian, people. That's a Canadian American wrestling.
Yeah, I love, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu. I've learned, like, over the years to appreciate more so because you just learn that they're thinking, you know? They're thinking a lot more.
If you want to watch a striking match, go watch boxing. You know what I'm saying? This is mixed martial
like, don't get me wrong. I love a good knockout, and I love, like, the back and forths, but you got to appreciate the transitions on the ground. You got to appreciate, like, against the fence, and then he picks them up and slams them, you know, like, that's strength that, you know, I don't know. There's just, people need to appreciate these wrestlers a little bit more than they do.
The wrestling isn't easy.
No.
Like, as someone who did it, that shit is not fun. I didn't enjoy any second I had in practice. That shit fucking sucks. And then, like, but they're the hardest people. Like, that you ever meet, because it's like wrestling. You have to make weight. Like Chelsea, listen to Chelsea on talk about wrestling him in Ben Askren. That shit is hard. High level wrestling is not easy. You have to maintain your weight all year. You're fighting one tournament a month. You're fighting 3 to 4 times, like a weekend. That shit's not easy. Yeah, then people boo that shit. Like, same with jiu-jitsu. Like, when people work their guard and shit. Like, my favorite thing in MMA is just a good wrestling jiu-jitsu scramble. Reversal, scramble, reversal, submission, reversal. Like Frank Mir and Big Dog 2. That is one of my favorite fights.
Me too, baby. That's my favorite too.
Dude,
and it's hard because it's the highs and the lows of how the crowd goes with the jiu-jitsu and the transition. That's what I love about it, is when you can control the crowd that way. You know, it's their stage. You know, think about, you go to like a theater play, and you're watching them, and you get the oohs and the ahs from, like, whatever. But that is their oohs and ahs, is when you can transition into mount, reverse it, and then just armbar the dude. Like, come on, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man.
Who was at that Cowboy Oliveira fought last? And that was just a fantastic jiu-jitsu match. Who was that?
Sorry,
who? Cowboy Oliveira? Who, the last person, his last fight?
It was Gunnar Nelson, when Gunnar Nelson fucked him over with those elbows and choked him out.
That was a fantastic fight. If you're talking about jiu-jitsu, am I thinking of the right fight? They did a lot of grappling in that fight, didn't they? A lot of rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, man, like, that is a prime example. I mean, I enjoyed the fuck out of that fight, dude. They were rolling and going for submissions, and then finally he got caught. But, man, that was a good fight. Another sleeper fight on this card this weekend, guys. Ever since Mackenzie Dern announced she was pregnant, Macy Barber thought it was okay to go ahead and
Macy Barber.
She thought it was okay to go ahead and move up to flyweight. So Macy Barber.
I hope JJ Aldridge beats her ass.
Dude, that's the thing about this fight, man. You know, you got all the talent in Macy Barber. You know, she wants to be the youngest person to ever hold a UFC belt. You know what I'm saying?
She's too cocky for someone who hasn't done a fucking thing.
Nothing. But
I'm telling Dana White right now, give me a bonus. Bitch didn't get a bonus that night. I was so fucking happy. Like, shut your fucking mouth. You're 1-0 in the UFC. You could have all the potential in the fucking world. Shut your mouth. You haven't done a fucking thing. Stop talking like you're John Jones. You ain't shit.
I just think they should get rid of these like interviewing the fighters after the bout, because a lot of them are so amped up and they say stupid things.
Oh no, I love that.
I like it too, but you put them in a position that now they have to go and defend it.
I think you should have to earn, like, main card fighters should get their interviews. Prelim fighters shouldn't get them. What the fuck have you done? What have you done?
Yeah, dude, because Macy Barber, I mean, like, well, not just Macy Barber, but so many fighters are asking for bonuses and they're not getting them.
Yeah, they're begging for them now. You know, it's sad to hear.
She was like, I'm not going to ask, I'm going to tell. And then Dana White was like, you're not getting a bonus, though. You're just not.
Yeah, man.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be, though. You ask for it, you're not getting it.
She's got a fight ahead of her with JJ Aldrich.
Yeah, people are overlooking JJ. Like, have you guys seen JJ Aldrich fight? She's good. And she trains with Rose every single day.
Yes, she does. And she is one of the most it surprised me that she's moving up to flyweight, because she wasn't the biggest strawweight.
So this is why she's doing it. It's because they got the fight on short notice.
Okay.
And since Macy wanted to go up, JJ was like, "Oh, I'll just go up 4." So yeah, so Macy's gonna stay at 25, but after this, JJ's going back down to 15.
Okay. That makes sense then. That makes a lot more sense. But JJ Aldrich is just a great all around.
Oh yeah, she's a fantastic overall fighter.
Yeah, I mean, and she's strong, dude. She's strong in those positions, those transitional positions on the ground, dude. She's strong and she's heavy-handed. And Macy Barber, don't get me wrong, she's
good. She's good. I'm just saying, stop talking until you've done something.
Right.
Well, I think it's the Conor McGregor error. You know, you yell the loudest, you'll get the most.
But Conor even wasn't like that till he started main eventing. No. Conor, after he beat Marcus Brimage, after he beat Max Holloway, he wasn't anything. Once they gave him the main event spot is when he was like, oh shit, okay. Then he started. Like Conor did it. I mean, people talk shit about him, but he did it the right way. He wasn't cocky until he was a main eventer. And then he was cashing checks.
It's like he wrote the book and people are just trying to cheat and grab like pages. Like, if I flip through the page.
Chael Sonnen wrote the book.
Chael Sonnen wrote the damn book.
Chael Sonnen should have never fought Anderson Silva ever. He talked his way into that fight, but he was whooping ass on his way there too.
Could you imagine what would have happened if he would have got that submission? Or that decision?
He would have lost the belt as soon as the drug test came in because he failed it. But that night would have been would have been fucking crazy. He still walked down with the belt after that. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Chael Sonnen is a fucking legend. That's all I got.
Like, my favorite line of his is, you can hit a man 300 times. He wraps his legs around your head for 8 seconds, and they call him the winner. I am the champion, and I am willing to give Anderson a rematch.
Yeah, dude, Chael Sonnen is the man. He's the man. But now, hopefully, you know, when Mackenzie Dern returns, hopefully she returns at flyweight, and I want to see her beat Macy Barber. I want to see her and Macy Barber go at it, because Macy Barber fucked up when she called out Mackenzie Dern. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
You only won jiu-jitsu tournaments because I wasn't there. Like, no, bitch, you won them because she's the fucking best, and her dad's a goddamn legend. Watch your mouth.
Speaking of jiu-jitsu, what do you guys think about Crone Gracie? How do you think he's gonna be in the UFC?
I think it depends on his striking. Like, we all know his ground game is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the opponents he gets.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, you're not going to be able to take Max Holloway down the same way you took Alex Caceres. You're going to have to have some striking. But I mean, I feel like his striking is going to be there because he strikes with Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz knows how to box.
Well, he set his striking up perfectly. He would come in, and as Caceres is blocking, that's when he goes in and works his strengths. It was very smart on his part to like work his strengths, like use his like weakness, I guess, striking. But we barely saw his striking.
Again, I agree with Justin. I think we'll find out more with each opponent he has. But I mean, if the kid can put it together, that fucking jiu-jitsu is unstoppable. That's another level. There's black belts, then there's Crone Gracie style black belts. That's Hickson Gracie's son.
Whoa.
Here we go.
There's black belt, then there's Crone Gracie, and then there's Damian Maia.
No. Damian Maia cannot hold a fucking candle to Rickson Gracie. When the fuck has Damian Maia done anything close to what Rickson's done in his career? That's Rickson's fucking son.
About Rickson. Rickson's
son, Kron Gracie. Okay, there's Rickson Gracie, there's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, then there's Rickson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Nothing's better than Rickson Gracie.
And then there's Damian Maia.
Damian Maia ain't shit.
Come on now.
Put him on a mat against Kron Gracie, and he gets his ass choked unconscious.
It's how you were born into it. Like Damian learned it.
Damian Maia's good, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Kron's
born into it. So I don't know. There's a difference.
Kron Gracie's been a fighter his entire life. He had no other choice. Damian Maia chose jiu-jitsu. Kron Gracie had no fucking choice. Rickson was like, "Bud, you're a fighter," and he was like, "You're right, I am."
Damian Maia is the greatest jiu-jitsu artist to ever step into the UFC octagon.
Yeah, right after Kron Gracie and Charles Oliveira. If Damian Maia was so good at submitting people in the cage, he'd have the submission record, right? Oh, that's right. Charles Oliveira has it.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
He just keeps adding to that number too, which is amazing.
Weird.
And how he does it.
Weird how the best jiu-jitsu guy of all time step in that cage doesn't have the submission record. That's weird. That's weird.
Justin. Oh, you hate Taylor, dude.
Hey man, he's got an opinion. You just gotta.
God.
That's all fact. That's all fact. Honestly, if you're the best, you have the record, right? If you're the best, you have the record.
Because he has an opinion which disagrees with yours, and I'm just gonna,
My boy has a record.
So, I do agree with the Maia thing, though. Like, not saying he's the best. Only I'm saying he learned it, and Kron was born into it. There's a totally different. Like, he was from birth. That's his. Do
you guys really think that Kron Gracie could walk on a mat and submit Damian Maia?
Yeah, but only because Damian Maia is 40-something years old and Kron Gracie's 24.
Prime Damian Maia.
Why not? I would like.
I want to
see the
prime
best
Damian Maia. We don't know what Kron's prime is. Kron is 24 years old. Kron's not in his prime. So until Kron gets in his prime, I can't answer that question. Right now, though, I think Kron beats him only because of the age. Only because Damian Maia is 40-something years old. Those joints got to be hurting from people who tell, like Joe Rogan tell you, lifelong jiu-jitsu will fuck you up. Your back, your joints. So I think Damian Maia loses now, but only because he's 43 but doing this for Kron Gracie's entire life.
Do you guys think that? I mean, let me ask you a question. Has Damian Maia ever been submitted?
No,
not in the UFC. I mean, he's lost tournaments. Like, he's taken bronze and shit in tournaments, so he has been lost. But in that cage, though, he's never been submitted.
All his losses have been. He's had one knockout loss.
Decision and KO.
Yeah, just that one marker.
Yeah, he's never been. I don't think anyone has the balls to even put a submission on Damian Maia.
Yeah, Damian Maia is a fucking beast. That's a fucking beast. We also got Luis Pena versus Steven Peterson. Luis Pena from the Ultimate Fighter. Violent Bob Ross.
Yeah, didn't he lost his last fight to Trezano, right?
He did. Yeah. Yep. He was the Ultimate Fighter with him.
I love Luis Pena. That kid. Violent Bob Ross. That kid's a savage.
Man, no matter if he wins or whatever happens in his career, he always has a supporter in us because he put us on the map. We were writing articles about him, and he just, he's the one. He's a down to earth guy, and I want to always see him succeed. Just based on, you can tell the difference between a fighter, and then you can see past that, and then who they are as a person. And Luis Pena, I love who he is as a person first, and then I cheer for him more because of what he does for a living. You know what I mean? So I definitely will always pick against him. I mean, I'll pick him. I'll pick him to win.
I'm telling you, man, I love doing interviews with fighters. It's fun as hell. Real quick, you guys, Taylor's got to run. He's got to run to get to work. So I'm gonna talk about this fight, these couple more fights, real quick.
All right.
Bryce Mitchell from the Ultimate Fighter.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yes, I'm excited to see Bryce fight Bobby Moffitt. That's going to be a good fight. Bryce is a really good fighter, and he lost to the guy that won. What was his name?
Tyler Diamond.
Him. So yeah, he lost to Tyler Diamond, and it was a really good fight, really close fight. But he's still undefeated.
And he's young. Like Bryce Mitchell's, I think he's on like 26.
Right. He's undefeated. He wasn't able to Wait a second.
No. Wait. Oh yeah, no. He lost because neither one went to the finale. That was so their fight was on the finale card, but it wasn't for the Ultimate Fighter.
Right, and he won his UFC debut.
Yeah. And then he fought Tyler Diamond.
Right, and he's still 10-0. And so then we have Marlon Vera. We have Marlon Vera versus Frank Sands.
Oh, that one, that's a sleeper fight. I'm excited for Marlon Vera.
That's a sleeper fight, absolutely. And then also we have Jennifer Maia versus Alexis Davis. Alexis Davis has a win over Amanda Nunes. Don't forget that.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah.
She's old school. She just gets in and throws down. She don't give a fuck.
She don't give a fuck, dude.
It's because she's Canadian, Taylor. That's right. I wanted to hear his compliments first, and then I want to remind him.
I knew that was going to come Canadian. Up, but yeah, whatever.
Compliment first, and then
she can't help that. It sucks.
Hey man, Canadians are doing well in the UFC right now.
Yeah, whatever.
You know, my girl Jillian Robertson doing very well right now. I mean, hey,
is she Canadian?
She is.
Fuck!
That's why I like when Taylor compliments these fighters and then realizes it's you.
Yeah, I don't.
The listeners get to hear that. That's a beautiful moment, viewers or listeners.
Whatever, America.
Well, anyways, guys, go ahead.
Sorry, this card is pretty. I think it's very underrated, and I'm selfish. You know, I didn't really appreciate the card as much as I should have until closer to fight night. But you just get busy with work. But when you sit down and actually look at who's fighting, it's a pretty stacked card for like a fighter, you know, fight fan point of view.
Absolutely, guys. We're not there yet. We still have to go to work. So, but we're gonna get there. But anyways, guys, we just wanted to hit you guys with a quick episode featuring my boys Taylor and Justin from OneUp MMA. Next time we come on, guys, Austin from OneUp MMA will be joining us, and we're gonna get this thing really popping. But once again, guys, reach out, subscribe to Taylor on SoundCloud, Winning with Taylor Loader. Listen to that guy. If you like hearing him talk, you'll get to hear him talk all the time on his podcast. And also OneUpMMA.com. Check those guys out. They have all kinds of different segments that they do. They interview fighters. They post articles. It's great shit, guys. And UFC Greenville, trying to get in there, guys. I'm trying to get in there, so be on the lookout for that. And also, we got a lot more stuff coming. We're doing a lot more shows, bringing a lot more coverage to you guys. And that's all I got. You guys got anything you want to say?
No, man. I just really appreciate you having me on, man. I really just really enjoyed it. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. This was Justin's first time on. This is Taylor's 50th. Well, shit. We'll do it again, guys. Most definitely. And we are out of here.